Okay folks, welcome back to another budget gem or budget bust. I have another highly anticipated amplifier for you here today. This is the Soundqubed S4-100. This is part of Soundqube's new S-line series of amplifiers. If you remember, several weeks ago we did the big monoblock, the S1-2250. That one performed really well. Got a lot of requests to do the S4-100. I highly anticipated that, so at the same time I also got one of these. So, we're going to do an unboxing, and we're going to, of course, do an amp dyno, because that's just what we do here. This amplifier will run you about $149 off of Soundqube's website, so you get it direct from them. And let's see what you get when you pay $149 to Soundqubed. This is a Chinese-made amplifier, not to be confused with the Q90, which is Korean-made, but I have found out a little bit about these S-series amps. They're actually made by the same company that makes the Korean amplifiers for Soundqube. That's Zenon. Zenon actually has a Chinese outfit, and they do the entire S-series. So, still ought to be a pretty decent quality product, even though not made in Korea, made in China. So, let's open her up. Let's see what we get. Just like before, you open one box, you get another box. I've already peeked in, so that's why we're not sealed. And, of course, we get the amplifier square on top. We'll undo that here in a minute. And there's not much in this box. We have our owner's manual. And we have a couple of Allen keys. That's it. No adapter plugs. No remote base cables, no remote base knobs. Alright, let's open up the manual here and let's get the specs. So, as you are about to see, this amplifier is rated at 4 channels times 100 watts at 4 ohms, and you have at 2 ohms 175 watts, excuse me, by 4 channels at 2 ohms. And bridged at 4 ohms, they're saying 370 watts. Of course, we're going to find out how legitimate those numbers are when we strap up to the dyno. By the way, those are all at 14.4 voltage. Now let's get the amp out here. Again, I really like the aesthetics that they put onto these amps. You have a nice black anodized finish. This is actually fairly heavy for its size too, and it's not that big. You have your engraved Soundqube name there, and again, how small it is. Check it out in the old comparison to the above average sized hand that I have, and it's pretty compact. So we're going to take a look around the sides of the amp. Along this side of the amplifier, you're going to find your power terminals and your speaker outputs. Of course, over here is your power and ground. These do accept up to 4 gauge, as you can see. No problem with the reducer getting in there. These are actually listed, your speaker outputs, they are listed as 10 gauge outputs. However, this is an 8 gauge reducer and it slides in no problem. So you could probably actually get 8 gauge wiring in there in case you decide you want to use it. Over here we have all of your different settings and your inputs. So you have your RCA inputs over here. No RCA outputs on this amplifier, just 2 sets of RCA ins. You have your, you have your different gains. So this is your front channel gain, this is your rear channel gain. You have your high pass filter. This is the same for both. Adjustable from 20 hertz to 5 kilohertz. So you can dub this as a subsonic filter. If you're going to use this with subwoofers, imported subwoofers, where that becomes important. And of course here you have your crossover, you can high pass it, you can low pass it, you can also band pass. And so for those of you that don't know how to band pass, basically you would set your high pass filter and your low pass filter. So you'd only get signal within that band. So you can do that. Over here you have your low pass filter, like I said, that's adjustable from 50 hertz all the way up to 5 kilohertz. Here's your mode setting. So you can switch between 2-channel mode and 4-channel mode. So what that means is if you only have one set of RCA outputs and you want to drive all 4 speaker outputs, you can just switch to 2-channel mode and you're set. It'll drive all 4 speaker outputs. And of course here is your power and protect light. There is an input for a remote bass knob, but it does not come with a remote bass knob in the box, so you got to purchase that separately if you want to use it. Checking out the guts here on the S4-100. It's a pretty nicely laid out board inside. I actually like it better than some of the other 4 channels that I've looked at. Even though this is a Chinese amplifier, it looks like they used pretty decent components, and it's a nicely laid out board. Alright, nothing left to do now but to strap up the Soundqubed S4-100 onto the amp dyno and find out exactly how much power this little amplifier provides. I mean, what does 149 get you? I mean, shoot, I already saw what 249 gets you with Soundqubed, and it was awesome. So hopefully this is the same deal. Just so you know, going into the test, we are not going to do 4 channels. We're going to do all 4 channels bridged. So that way we're going to load all the channels down versus, so you're going to see all the numbers in there. We're going to go 8 ohms bridged, then 4 ohms bridged. So if you want the 4 ohm 4 channel stereo number, divide all your numbers by 2 and that'll give it to you. So we're going to be looking for 200 watts by 2 instead of 100 watts by 4. That'll be 200 watts by 2 at 8 ohms. So let's strap it up. Let's see what she's got. Okay, final thoughts, folks, on the Soundqubed S4-100 4-channel amplifier. Straight off the bat, absolutely budget gem. I mean, I'm stunned. This is 150 bucks. Very compact, Class D full range. As you can see here, this is comparison. Here's my hand. I can pretty much stretch all the way across it. So very nice and compact. And this is only 150 bucks. Nicely underrated. As you saw, we got around right about 120 plus watts per channel at 4 ohms. I know I did an 8 ohms bridge test, so you're going to have to divide the numbers you saw in the test divided by 2, and that'll give you your 4 channel. So that just guarantees that we drove all 4 channels during the test. So over 120 watts there, over 175 watts per channel at 2 ohms. That's certified, by the way, and that's right at exactly where it was rated at, and I got under 14.4 voltage, so keep that in mind too, that this was rated at 14.4. And you saw I got all the way up to almost 400 watts uncertified at the 4 ohms bridge test, and we were only supposed to get 370. Now certified, we didn't quite get the 4 ohms bridge number, that they list in the box. They said 370 watts, which is really weird because that should be equal to your 2 ohm rating. And 2 ohms, this was 175 by 4, otherwise known as 350 watts. So I'm not going to hold that against them. Very, very powerful, very nice. I did off camera, I did a couple of tests on my speakers just to see how it sounds. It sounds really nice. So this is an unbelievable value. You get a nice Soundqubed name, you get the 1-year warranty, you go direct. Great job, Soundqubed. I dig this amp a lot. I've already sold this amplifier, pre-sold, so that guy's gonna get one heck of a nice amplifier. That's it for me, folks. I got some more amps to test. I'll see you next week.